Ferguson 135. It's a Perkins 3-cylinder gas motor. I'm in the process of trying to get the clutch out, and to do that you have to basically separate everything from, see that red wire there, just in front of that red wire and back has to be separated from what's on the left side of that red wire. So lots of disconnections. I'll kind of go through it. We ended up having to disconnect most of the electrical stuff. We took the dashboard out over here, which wasn't the easiest thing to do. Well, I guess first we took off the hood. 2 bolts here, 1, 2 on this side. There's a nut that goes in right there that holds in the front side. So both sides, take all 3 of those things out, along with, I've got a little kickstand that goes up to that holds the hood up. You take that out and you can pull off the hood. And then we started working on the dashboard, but to do that we had to pull off the steering wheel. And to pull the steering wheel off, I went over to the auto parts store and they let me basically borrow this jaw puller, and it did the trick. But it did rip. I had to rip the steering wheel up a little bit. It was already cracked anyway, but I had to rip the steering wheel up to try to get that thing on it. So I'm probably looking at a new steering wheel maybe, which doesn't break my heart. Anyway, then we took the dashboard out. You maybe could do this without taking the dashboard out if you followed all the connections back to the engine and where they go, but I don't know. I'm not sure which would be easier. The only thing we really couldn't get out was the thermostat. It comes in here. We ended up breaking the line, and some sort of horrible smelling fluid came out that burned our skin. So I don't know what that was about. But it was 2 of us, and we started working I worked on it for about an hour myself, and then we probably worked another 4 hours on it to get it to this point, which is basically everything's disconnected except we haven't separated the tractor. We removed this link here that goes down through here. This guy. I was gonna quit because we couldn't get it out, and we couldn't figure out why, but we just had to hit it with a hammer, or with the sledgehammer many times to pop it out, and it finally just did. It popped. We had to remove this linkage here, this guy here, this tie rod thing. So remove that. Took out the oil pressure gauge there. What else did we do? On this side we did a number of stuff. You can see all the wires that we pulled back through. We took off the air hose. We had to disconnect the throttle level. That was a lot of work to get that disconnected. We had to disconnect the wire that goes to the starter. We actually disconnected on this side rather than back over on the other side. Again, same thing here. We tie rod thing, and this guy here, and these guys we took off. So a lot of stuff to take off to get to the point. I've got it kind of all bound together. So the next thing we have to do now is take out these bolts, and we'll be ready to separate it. So that's where we are with it. It's I was getting pretty discouraged by it, but we've made it, and I'm pretty happy about that. So I think it is probably worth the effort. And I'm just a do-it-yourselfer, and both of us were. And so we were able to figure it out, so we think you probably can figure it out. I did start labeling the wires after a little while, but I am a little nervous about getting the wires all back in the right spot. So that'll be, I guess the trick will be when we get back together if it all works. But that's where we're at.